Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm finally doing another wedding video. It's been a while since I've done my wedding series videos, and basically because I've been busy with the wedding and work and all of that stuff, of course, but I did want to do a wedding video today because there are a lot of things that I really wanted to talk about that I feel like would be helpful for those that are going to be planning their wedding in the future or just want to know more about the process. But first off, one of the things that I wanted to say, I was watching one of my videos back because sometimes, like if somebody comments or something, I'll watch the video back, and it was like a fun tag video, and I just thought about this because I was like, you know, I feel like I need to not address it, but I just want to say something about it. But somebody had left a comment and that said, it was like the couples 1 2 3 tag, I believe it was what it was, and somebody left a comment and was like, she seems very obsessed with the word fiance. And I mean, I said it a lot in that video, but I was just joking because it was the couples 1 2 3 tag, and I think that most of the time it was like a boyfriend or a girlfriend that does it, or a husband and a wife, and I'm not a girlfriend and I'm not a wife yet. I'm in between that, so I was just trying to make fun by saying fiance over and over because there really wasn't a video with people that are engaged doing it. It was either just husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend. But that's not why. I didn't want to address that comment because I could care less that she thinks I'm obsessed with the word. But my whole point in bringing it up is, if you're not excited about getting married, if you're not excited about the person that you're in love with or whatever, that is your significant other that you're about to marry, then there is a problem and you probably shouldn't be getting married. You know, if you're not happy about it, if you're not excited to marry them, if you don't want to call them your fiance and you're engaged and you just want to keep it like it was and just say boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, then you probably don't want to get married. And it's not about the word fiance. Literally, if you watch my videos, most videos I say at least one thing about John, and I'm going to try not to say as much about him. But John is, if you're new to my channel, sorry for me getting right into it, but John is my fiance. He's my soon-to-be husband in a few months, okay? And he was my boyfriend for 4 years before that. So I'm just saying, like, I do bring him up like time to time because he's an important person in my life, and I love him. And regardless if we were engaged right now and not getting married, if we were just boyfriend and girlfriend, if you take it back, way back on my channel, we were just dating, I would talk about him then too. I can't help that I'm in love with him. I like him. I'm happy to marry him. I'm happy. I was happy to be his girlfriend. I was happy when he proposed. I'm happy to be his fiance, and I'll be happy to be his wife. So when I'm married, I'll say my husband John or my blah blah blah. So it had nothing to do with the word fiance. I mean, it's just a word, honestly. It had to do with the person. Well, in that video I was just joking because there wasn't, like I said, an in-between video, but honestly it has to do with the person. So if I talk about John, like I said, he's an important person in my life, so a lot of situations and circumstances will involve him. I can't help it. But if you have a problem with that, or you don't like it or whatever, I'm sorry. I'm sure there are a lot of other channels with people that aren't dating anyone and they're single, and I feel like, and I watch those channels myself, I like people that are talking about their dating life and what they're doing. It's just kind of interesting to watch, and they don't have necessarily a significant other, so I'm not saying you have to have one. It's just that I have one. I love him, so I'm going to talk about him. So that's just what it is. I just wanted to lay that out there because that comment, I was like, you know what, I really don't care what you have to say. But honey, I think there's an issue if you're not into the person that you're dating, married to, in a relationship with, whatever. Because if you don't like them, or you don't love them, and you don't want to talk about them, or you're not happy to talk about them, then why are you with them? But anyways, I just felt like I would say that in this video because this is a wedding update video, and John is my fiance. So the first thing that I really want to discuss today in this video is about just a quick few updates. I know I had that rant at the beginning that probably took up a lot of the time, so the updates will be really quick. I just wanted to say something about your venue if you are getting married. I feel like it's important to really, I know what we did was kind of plan our wedding, or our venue around when our wedding was. Because our wedding is in the spring, we wanted something where we live, and probably most everywhere in the United States. It's kind of hard to say with the spring because you have that weather where it's some days it's warm and some days it's cold, and then also it just happens to be tornado season when we're having our wedding. And then also the past few years there's been like crazy like warm weather right here in the winter time, around Christmas, around like the New Year's, warm weather, which is freaky weird. And then when it gets to like Valentine's Day, end of February, beginning of March, about to hit spring, we get snowstorms. So it's kind of crazy, and the weather's kind of crazy. So with our wedding being really early in the spring, we really had to think about that with our venue. I know that I'd always thought that I wanted to have an outside wedding, but now that I'm in it where I'm planning a wedding and having my wedding, I realized I didn't really care if it was inside or outside. I just wanted it to be beautiful, and I was just excited about the wedding in general. So all that emphasis that I thought I would have in my mind, that when I get married I'm going to have it outside, it kind of went out the door. I mean, when I'm having my wedding, I just felt like it would be too risky to have it outside, just because, like I said, tornado season, and then before tornado season we have had the past couple of years crazy snowstorms, and I did not want to run into any one of those. And not that I would still have my wedding in a tornado or a snowstorm, but just the chance of the weather being crazy I guess is what I'm saying. I made sure that the venue was something that would still be beautiful, but yet I wanted to have it inside. That was just my personal preference. I feel like if we would have had a summer wedding, like late summer, or even in May, around my birthday, I would have done maybe an outside wedding, but I'm always still leery with that just because of rain. But I do love them because they always look so beautiful just outside trailing up. But my advice would be, if you wanted to have an outside wedding, to kind of wait until the summertime where it's less of a chance of crazy weather, and that the only thing that you might have to deal with is the chance of rain. Also, I wanted to mention that we just took our pictures, or had a photo shoot for our save the dates. Honestly, I think according to a wedding timeline, we should have had our save the dates sent out like last month, but I don't care because we got it done. She let me see some of the pictures on her camera, like after she would take them. Of course, they're not edited yet, and it was just raw footage, and what I saw was absolutely breathtaking, beautiful. It was gorgeous. Just like I said, the weather's been crazy, so we were able to save the pictures and not freeze our butts off. It was just, the weather was beautiful. It was like in the 60s, I believe. And yeah, so I'm excited about getting those back. I should have those back, she said, by Wednesday. And I'm excited to send out the save the dates, because they're going to be beautiful with those pictures, because the pictures we took, I love them. They're so pretty. So I wouldn't be obsessed with also making sure that everything is directly where it should be according to a wedding timeline. Wedding timelines are definitely helpful in knowing when you should have things done. I definitely use some wedding timelines, but for the most part, I just go off what I know is most important and what can be a little, a little after the usual date for things. Like I said, according to my timeline, I should have sent out the save the dates last month, but I'm going to send them out this month. So that's not that much of a difference, whereas it would have been if I would have sent them out in January. Then you're kind of running things close, because then invitations go out like, I think, a month before the wedding or something like that. So you don't want to run it that close, but don't be concerned with meeting exact dates. Just try to get things done when you can get them done in a timely fashion. Another thing that I wanted to bring up was, I was wondering about, it's kind of more of a question than what I wanted to talk about, but kind of what I wanted to talk about is how many people, if you're married and you watch this, I want to know if you did premarital counseling. Now, what John and I are doing premarital counseling with the pastor that's marrying us, but we're not doing it's just like, meetings with the pastor that, the required meeting that they want to meet with you before you get married, make sure everything's good. But it's nothing extensive. I know that this church offered a program where you could do something more extensive, and we just didn't feel like that was necessary because we're doing the regular thing, the regular meetings with the pastor, and it just wouldn't be as necessary. But then keep in mind that John and I have been together almost 5 years. It'll be 5 years in March. So we kind of know how each other work and our relationship, 5 years going in. I, in my opinion, think that, and I talked about this with my mom too, that it would be more necessary if we were like only together for a year or a few months. Then I feel like it would be necessary to really get into the extensive part of counseling, just because you don't necessarily know as much about the person that you know 3, 4, 5, 10 years in. So I just feel like if you were kind of leery about that, I don't know if there's been anybody that really talked about it in their wedding videos. I did want to mention it because I just feel like it's kind of interesting just to see what different people do. I know for us, like I said, almost 5 years being together, so it just kind of wasn't necessary to do the more extensive thing because we kind of know each other's tics and all of this, and recovery from arguments. We've had them already. We've had the fights, the arguments, all the craziness. So, well, not crazy fights or arguments, but just regular stuff, relationship stuff, and we know how to work through it, and we know how each other works because it's been so long. But I just feel like if it had been months that we were dating and we decided to get married, or maybe just like a year even, I would have did the more extensive thing. So I don't know, I just thought that was what I wanted to bring up because I just felt like it's interesting to kind of see what other people do. So if you're married and you're watching this, let me know what you did down below in the comment section because I would love to know. And lastly, before I close out this wedding update video, I just wanted to mention a few sites that have been really helpful to me with planning the wedding or looking at ideas or seeing what I want. And you've probably heard of these and know that other people that have used them that have gotten married, and that's because they are really amazing. The first two are wedding websites, and it is the knot.com and also weddingwire.com. The Knot has that app, and I have that app on my phone, and I don't know if Wedding Wire does, but I believe they do as well, and I use both of those frequently, all the time. I'm going to Wedding Wire and the Knot just to get ideas and just to pull things and just to see cute stuff and ideas and all that. Now, as far as things that I actually want to get, or things like that I was looking at for my bridesmaids, for their gift bags and stuff that I was going to do for them, another reliable source two reliable websites that I really love to use are Pinterest, which everybody knows how great Pinterest is, not just for weddings, but for everything, and then Etsy. And I'm sure you know the same thing about Etsy. Etsy and Pinterest, I believe, go hand in hand. So I've been on Etsy a lot, and like for jewelry and just little cute things and ideas and stuff, as well as same for Pinterest. So if you were kind of looking into what would be the best to kind of give you ideas or get you things that you can actually purchase or use, definitely check out the Knot, Wedding Wire, Etsy, and Pinterest, because I've gotten a lot from there and pulled a lot from there. And obviously with Pinterest, any ideas that you have that you may forget or not remember, you can pin it, look back at your board, and all of that. So I did want to mention that, and that is what I have been using. Well, you guys, that's all that I wanted to put in this wedding update video, just because my rant at the beginning was probably so long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I'm so happy I got to get another update video up. This is number 4, I believe, in my wedding series, and I haven't forgotten anything. I've just been so busy with everything that I wasn't able to actually sit down and talk about what I'm doing. But those are a few things of what I've been doing, and I will have more specific videos, I believe, coming up, and I'll show you the save the dates once we get those done, pictures back, and the actual save the date created, I guess you could say. And I'll definitely have that up, and I'll try to do more of these as I go through more things in regards to the wedding. So if you watched this video and you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I thank you so much if you did watch it. And I hope to see you guys in my next video, even if it's not, you know, the wedding series, but any beauty related videos. I hope to see you in those as well. And I will see you and talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.